Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about fractions, more specifically about multiplying mixed numbers using the box method. To get us started, we have 2 and 4 over 5 times 7 and 2/3. We're going to take our first mixed number and separate the whole number and the fraction and write that on one side. Then we're going to take our second mixed number and separate the whole number and the fraction and write that on the other side. Now, we're going to multiply each side. So here, in this first box, we're going to multiply 2 times 7. And 2 times 7 is equal to 14. So we're going to go ahead and circle that answer. Then for this bottom box, we're going to multiply 4/5 because it's on the bottom there by 7. So both sides, so 4 over 5 times 7. Now, before we multiply, we have to write 7 in fraction form as 7 over 1. Then we're going to go ahead and multiply our numerators. 4 times 7 is equal to 28, and then we go ahead and multiply our denominators, so 5 times 1 is equal to 5. And then go ahead and circle that answer. Then, here we have 2 times 2 over 3 for this box, so we're going to write that down. And before we start multiplying, make sure you write 2 in fraction form, so that's 2 over 1 times 2 over 3. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply our numerators, so 2 times 2 is equal to 4. And then multiply our denominators, and we have 1 times 3 is equal to 3. Then on this bottom box, let's circle this answer first, and then on this bottom box, we have both our fractions that we need to multiply by each other. So that would be 4 over 5 times 2 over 3. And then we're going to go ahead and multiply the numerators first. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8. And then 5 times 3, which is our denominators, would give us 15. And that's our final answer. So notice here that we circled all our answers within our boxes. So we're going to go ahead and take all these answers and we're going to add them together. So notice how we wrote them all. 14 plus 28 over 5 plus 4 over 3 plus 8 over 15. So notice here that we're adding a whole number and fractions, but these fractions do not have the same denominator. So we're going to write equivalent fractions to get the same denominator. So for 28 over 5, we're going to multiply 5 by 3 to get a denominator of 15. And whatever we do to the denominator, we have to do to the numerator. So 28 times 3 is equal to 84, and 5 times 3 is equal to 15. Then we're going to take 4 over 3, multiply our denominator by 5 to get a denominator of 15. And whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So 4 times 5 is equal to 20, and 3 times 5 is equal to 15. So now we have a denominator of 15 here. So let's take our last fraction, 8 over 15. This one already has a denominator of 15, so that one's okay. So we're going to rewrite our problem with the same denominator. So we have 14 plus 84 over 15 plus 20 over 15 plus 8 over 15, so we're going to add that up. We're going to rewrite the 14, and then we're going to add the numerator. So 84 plus 20 plus 8 is equal to 112, and then the denominator stays the same when we add, so it's 14 plus 112 over 15, which equals to 14 plus 7 and 7 over 15, which equals to 21 and 7 over 15. So here we have another example, which is 6 3/4 times 3 2/7. We're going to write 6 here and then the 3/4 down there, so we could separate our whole number and our fraction. And we're going to do the same thing with 3 2/7. Then we're going to multiply 6 times 3 for this box, and here we get 18. So we're going to go ahead and circle that answer. Then for this bottom box, we're going to multiply 3/4 times 3. But before we do that, let's write 3 in fraction form. So it's 3/4 times 3/1. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And then 4 times 1 is equal to 4. And then we could go ahead and circle our final answer. In this box, we're going to have 6 times 2/7. But before we do that, let's write 6 in fraction form. So we have 6/1 times 2/7. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. And 1 times 7 is equal to 7. And here we have our final answer for this box. Then on the bottom, we're going to multiply both fractions. So 3/4 times 2/7. We're going to multiply our numerator. So 3 times 2 is equal to 6. And then 4 times 7 is equal to 28. After we've circled our final answer for each box, we're going to go ahead and add them together. So we have 18 plus 9/4 plus 12/7 plus 6/28. In order to add this, we have to make sure that all the denominators are the same. So starting with 9/4, out of these three fractions, the least common multiple for our denominator is 28. So we're going to go ahead and multiply 4 by 7 to get a denominator of 28. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. So 9 times 7 is 63, and 4 times 7 is 28. Then we're going to go ahead and multiply 12/7. In order to get a denominator of 28, we have to multiply this by 4. Whatever we do to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. So 12 times 4 is equal to 48, and 7 times 4 is equal to 28. Finally, we have 6/28, which already has a denominator of 28, so we're going to leave that alone. We're going to take these fractions and replace them with the fractions above because these are equivalent fractions that are equal to the ones above except have the same denominator. We're going to rewrite 18, and then for our three fractions, we're going to add the numerators, and we'll get 117, and the denominator stays the same, so we're going to rewrite 28. And then we're going to rewrite 117/28 as 4 and 5/28, and then we're going to add those together. So we get an answer of 22 and 5/28, and that's it for multiplying mixed numbers.